Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Power Network. I'm Amy. Today, we've got Penpal tea hotter than ever from behind the walls of Dodge. Chris Watts' own prison pen pal just shook a creator's chat with bombshells. He's been denied marriage. Nichol Kessinger actually met Shanann first, and yes, she knew Shanann was pregnant. We're also digging into Chris's religious fervor roots and how that mindset ties back into the crimes. So stick around. I'm rolling credits and then we're diving in. I've got Lindsay from the Lindsay Show joining me. Shout out to my Dragonflies and all to my Power Crew. Just finding your seats and getting ready for this boating adventure. I can hardly wait.
Cavalier's drumming his old guitar again. Words rolling out into our fire. If heaven had wings, I would steal them and fly away with you for a while. Here in the essence of gratitude, your dreamy little smile on my lips. I miss my cue, but baby, I had you. Miss my cue, but I had you for that day.
Here in the essence of gratitude, we finally got some good tea to talk about over here on Watts Island. So last night, Kelly from Watts the Obsession had an amazing, I don't know if it was, no, it must have been a live. I didn't see it. I caught it this morning. But what had my attention was what was going on in chat. It was brimming hot with some fresh tea, and I couldn't wait to bring it to you this morning. And finally, it is a true update. And so with me for this update, I have Lindsay from the Lindsay Show. Let me bring her up. Hi, Lindsay. How are you? Your mic is muted. Your mic is muted.
Is that better?
Yes, that's much better.
Okay. It was on here and it was muted on here. Sorry about that. When I just touch it, it does that. But
It's okay.
Thanks for having me. I love when you asked me to come on, and we were gonna have you come on last night, but we were both so tired. So you guys, we are planning on having her come on a lot. Well, hopefully a lot. I'm gonna beg you to come on a lot on mine.
No, I'm a bummer that way. It's like I'm always the person that wants people to come over to my house. Come on over to my house.
Me too. But it would be cool. We have some cool stuff that I think everybody will like. I'm excited.
I want to get into the conspiracies and the Charlie Kirk thing because those are finally starting to pop out, and that's really what I want to talk about.
After this, let's talk because I'll tell you what my friend, my little celebrity friend told me. I get all excited.
You know, I've been talking to Kid Rock's manager, and I'm thinking about asking him to come on. When you talked about your little I know when I watched Theo Von and he does his show at Kid Rock's Cafe or whatever it is. Yeah. And I mentioned that to him and he's like, do you want Kid Rock on your show? And I was like, well, I wasn't saying that, but I'm not going to say no.
I think that, because he's a huge conservative. And so I bet you he does a lot of conservative shows too. I know
he is. And he's from Michigan too. And I'm from Michigan.
Yeah, let's talk more about that. What's on the list?
But today we're going to talk about the Chris Watts case. What do you know about the Chris Watts case?
Hold on 1 second to get my notepad. I always have to have a notepad because I'm ADHD. You're asking me what I know about the Chris Watts case?
Mm-hmm.
I do not know anything that you are talking about, so I'm really excited right now. Can you guys hear me all right? Is the volume high enough? Am I too loud? Is it good?
No, I can hear you. I love that necklace you have on.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's for my son's name. And hi, Christine. Hi, everybody in the chat. I'm Lindsay. Nice to meet you all. We've done a couple streams on Chris before, but we didn't delve into too much, just the basic stuff that I knew. I mean, we didn't get into like all these details that I've never even, like all these things going on that I have no idea. Like I have heard of the prison Penpal. Is that the one that was featured on a documentary? The young one that got moved?
He has a lot of prison pen pals, and this one that we're going to talk about today is a new prison pen pal. I think I've seen her around. I really do think I've seen her around. But she was, so last night, Kelly from What's the Obsession, let me get her channel up.
Sorry, I'm looking for my charger.
You guys, I did put Lindsay's channel in chat if you want to go and check her out. I will put everything that we view in today's chat over in my YouTube show notes. And I do this to cite our sources and for fair play use. This is all for entertainment and educational purposes only. And it's all my opinions and my research and Lindsay's too. And we urge you to go out there and do your own. And this is a channel where we're free thinkers. If you think something different, that's fine. I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. I'm not going to try to make you think how I think, and don't make me think how you think, and we'll get along just fine.
I love that. Same here. I'm the same.
So last night over on this channel called What's the Obsession, Kelly runs it, and it's a great channel. She was doing a live, and the live was this last 48 hours before Chris Watts destroyed everything. And I was just kind of hanging out and just listening, but also watching chat, because you can get a lot of good information as a content creator in chat.
Yeah.
And I noticed that this woman here, her name is Heather Bruner, came on and she started saying stuff about Chris, and like she seemed to know Chris. And
is that her?
Yeah, right here you can see
this. Oh, okay.
Kelly from, I make it like that, but I want you to look over here into, oops, hold on.
Sorry about that. I wasn't sure what to look at.
Here, oh, hold on. It's
Hey, Maura, thank you, honey.
It's been raining and stuff, so hold on. I think
here too. It just stopped. I love it though, but it messes the internet up.
Also, guys, if it is true,
yeah. Okay, well, so anyway, it's over in chat, and this morning I went in and I did a lot of cutting from the chat, and I got the good stuff out. So, but I want to remind you that we got it from Kelly from the What's the Obsession, and she is going to interview this Heather later next week, well, early next week on Tuesday. So Kelly, I cannot wait. I am on pins and needles. We've just got little bits and pieces of the tea in your chat, and I cannot wait to get it all. But we did get some of it, and I'm really excited about it.
I want to see this. I know you'll remind me, but oh my God.
So this is Heather. These are the cuts that I made from the chat that I just saw you. So Heather started talking in chat, and she said, yes, I write with him. I do too. I don't know what she was talking about. I do too. She's very scary. I think she's talking about Cindy. And then people started noticing this. And so then the questions started. And so Sprinkled Donut said, Heather, is he really getting married? And I was like on pins and needles when I saw that, because we just reported the other day when we did a live that there was this wedding scandal where Chris Watts is reported to is acting, hold on, I need to take this down, is saying that he wanted to get married, and he wanted to get married to this woman named Lizzie Lee. And it had been reported that she had been visiting with Chris Watts, and we had talked about it. And you know what's really weird is I talk about post-traumatic stress, from time to time, and that, yeah, I have it. And I reported on this Lizzie Lee stuff like over a year and a half ago, and I didn't even remember it. And so when these people were coming out with these new documents about Lizzie Lee, I was like, oh, wow, this is great stuff. But I had already reported on it.
Who?
I totally had forgotten.
I'm not sure who that is. I'm sure you'll get into it, but I'm sorry.
Yeah. So Lizzie Lee is a woman that has been visiting Chris Watts in prison.
Oh, okay. I remember.
And we reported on her, and then this channel called Plunder went a step further and reported more on her and did a like a live, but used AI generated. And then there's this other channel called Seeking the Truth with Dave. He went further because Dave is in contact with the Watts family, with Chris's mom and dad, and he provided us with this photo of Lizzie Lee, and that Lizzie Lee had moved from the state she lived in, and she was now living in Wisconsin. I think she moved from Ohio, I want to say. She moved from Ohio to Wisconsin and was living there, and they had applied to get married. And I was freaking outraged, Lindsay. I was outraged. He unalived his first wife, and this man should get married again. You should be done. If you unalive your children and your wife, that should be it. And I am so happy to know that if Heather is correct, and you guys, this is all just alleged, if Heather is correct, that yes, indeed, he was denied, which makes me happy.
I wonder I wonder if there's it's probably internal documents. There's probably no way to get our hands on it unless someone leaks it from inside the department, right? I wonder what the official reasoning that they wrote.
Well, on Tuesday, hopefully Kelly will ask Heather this, because Heather seems to know these questions. We'll know more on Tuesday if Heather's telling the truth. But I have a feeling she is telling the truth. And so it goes on, and people continued to ask Heather questions. And she says, he has quite a bit to say about her now. He doesn't say anything horrible, but he does, and they're talking about Nichol Kessinger at this point. So he doesn't say anything horrible, but he does say, if not for her, none of this would happen. One entire letter, he talks about her.
I want to see the letter.
I know. I hope she brings the letter. She said she's going to talk to Chris Watts on Sunday to see what he can share with Kelly on Tuesday. But I'm not, it's not been like 100. I don't know for sure. Just in the chat, they were talking like it was going to happen Tuesday. So I hope it does happen Tuesday. And then he says, Chris grew up very confused and scared about God and religion. He said he would cry himself to sleep while praying because he thought he might do something bad.
Whoa, that's telling.
We're always wondering, like, what went wrong? What happened? What makes a person just wake up one day? And here he's saying to a pen pal, he was always afraid he was going to do it.
We could go through that one day of what I've learned, the little bit I've learned. And I'm sure you know a lot about some of that, sociopaths, psychopaths. They aren't real personality disorders, but there's one test that tests for those, and then the other test is like antisocial personality disorder, which is kind of like those, all that. But it is fascinating. And you know that they're diagnosed young with antisocial personality, which is essentially not everyone with antisocial personality disorder is a don't know if I can say that, but we can get into that because it is so fascinating.
It is. Yes. I definitely want to get more into the psychological. I get yelled at a lot for going over the Watts stuff and talking about the psychological things, but with my background, it's what interests me. It's the whole reason
too.
Let's see
what else could be because of course, like, everybody can report on what's just going on, but like, you have an extra, you have a unique ability there.
Well, I heard Kelly from What's the Obsession say that she is a behavioral psychologist or something to that lines, which I thought she was a teacher. I didn't know it was in
Might be
behavior.
ABA. Like
Yeah, maybe. So, it's why I've
Maybe.
always liked her channel, because she does look into the more, it's not just tea and dirt for tea and dirt's sake.
yeah,
Right?
that's why I like yours too, because it's
I like a little tea thrown in. Don't get me
hell
wrong.
yeah.
But
Sorry,
this
my
is-
lights are broken and something's going on with my plugs. I can't.
oh, okay.
That's
Well,
why
let's
I'm
see what
moving
people
around.
are
Disregard
saying.
me.
Lucky says, I saw a video with Ronnie Watts threw a paper plate to his son. Yes, I talk about this a lot too. He asked Chris, how could he put your daughter's bodies with the openings that small? I saw it. I can't find it anymore. Yes, I have it on my channel, Lucky. I will try to remember and put that in the show notes as well for you. I do have that one.
Wait, what? That's how small the openings were? The size of a paper plate?
Smaller than that, like a paper plate, like one of those white paper plates that you eat on, the flimsy ones.
Yeah.
That small. They were that small. And he shoved the girls through them.
I told you that my best friend was friends with Shanann. And I didn't tell you this. I asked her, I was telling her about you, and she I don't know that she's comfortable talking about it, but so I'll be careful. But she recently had tried to write Chris a letter in prison, and it got returned because they do emails now, I guess. Only I didn't know that. We didn't know that. But she had wrote him a letter to basically, because it was the girls' birthdays coming up. I guess they're kind of near each other. I can't remember exactly. She knows the dates by heart, but she was friends with Shanann, and it was gut-wrenching hearing her tell me the story for hours. And Shanann had confided in her about about what was going on, and it was not good. It was exactly.
I would love to talk to her, just even if it's off the record.
Yeah, I'm sure she would. Maybe we could do a call. She is fantastic. She's my
We've
best
had
friend.
Shanann's bestie Nicole Atkinson on the channel before.
Oh, that's right. You told me that. I would like to there's my light. But yeah, she Nicole Atkinson was the one that first reported it, right? And was like,
yes.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to go back and watch that interview.
She's a wonderful person, in my opinion.
She seemed like it, like she really cared and was really, she knew, she was like on it, man.
Everybody needs a bestie like Nicole, in my opinion.
Seriously, she probably, if it wasn't for her and the close friends, it would have, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, who knows for sure. It definitely wouldn't have been solved as fast. So,
but I'll get more details from my friend and see how much I can share. Because she did disclose the troubles going on, and
Shanann disclosed to the friends.
To my friend, yeah. They were pretty close. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot, like very, very intimate details, and it's very sad. And when I heard that, I was just bawling my eyes out, because it's worse than probably what we've all heard.
Well, there's that last photo of her that's just haunting to me. It's just so haunting. And you know what I can't stand that's happening in the Watts community right now is that they're going after Shanann. They're going after the victim, and I just can't hardly stomach it. Yeah, I know. They're like, because I feel like the internet always turns on everybody eventually. Right?
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
And it's happening to her, and it's just really disgusting. And I just hope it's like a phase and it stops soon.
Is it like victim blaming? Is that what's going on?
It's victim blaming, that she abused the girls, that she wasn't a good mom, that she did this, she was, that she was doing illegal stuff, that she was if she was just a better person, Chris wouldn't have had to do what he did, that kind of, it's just
unbelievable.
She was a
I'm gonna
human
touch
being.
my
She
friend.
wasn't perfect. She was involved in Thrive, which I think is a bunch of bunk. But I
Yeah.
mean, she was she was a human being doing the best she could. And I definitely believe that she was one of those people that when she knew better, she did better.
You know what my understanding of that Thrive is that she really believed in it. She really
She
was
did.
high up in it. And I know my friend knew all about that and about the
She
Thrive.
did believe in it. But you know what?
was great
Nicole
at
Atkinson is no longer with Thrive. So I believe as time, if she
Oh.
were allowed to live, I think she would have.
Yeah, she would have left
No.
probably.
Yeah,
Well,
she would've
because
smart
back
enough.
then we didn't really remember all this stuff going on back then. I don't want to say certain brand names, but you know, when the certain MLMs and things were going on, and my friends tried to get me into Thrive, and I thought it was really cool. I just, you know, I didn't have the money to do that.
Yeah, I know.
Same with
I
that
mean,
clothing company, but
yeah, I
you
grew
know.
up with MLMs and you didn't realize how bad they were until I didn't know until people started doing deep dives on it. And then I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit,
It's
these are
culty.
horrible.
It's
Yeah.
culty, and you know I like to investigate cults
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Lindsay has a history with Scientology. So one day we're gonna get
Yeah.
into that. If you
Yeah, we
guys are
can get into
interested.
it. It's been long enough to where I can talk about it now more freely.
Okay.
I mean, I do talk about it on my channel, but I have
Yeah.
deleted all of it to get it out of the algorithm. Well, not all of it, but to get out of the algorithm. But I would tell my story. Things are all good. There's no
Yeah.
beef with anybody, and so
Whenever
we're all
you're
good.
ready. Yeah.
Yeah,
Whenever
no,
you're ready.
you let me know. I'm ready anytime.
Okay.
It might help someone.
Well, you know, I got my birthday coming up. I gotta plan some plans.
What day is it again?
It's gonna be the 18th of October through the November 6th. It's
That's
a
right. Okay.
20-day
I got to write it down.
celebration. I don't know
Well,
what
I
I'm
do
thinking.
30 days, so it's fine. It's supposed to be a whole month. What are you slacking? Happy Saturday, Nathan.
I will get it for you, Lucky. I promise. Okay, so speaking of Thrive, Heather goes on to say these things. Oops, I need to remove that. So Heather goes on and says, CE was asking a lot of good questions, and they said, Heather, I don't know how to ask this, but does he seem nice? Not nice, polite, rude, remorseful, not curious what his true personality is. The CW that played with his girls, or the awful side of CW. And I don't know. I think she was talking about religious fever can be scary as a child. I am very interested. We're going to take a look at some of his religious stuff, but we only got little tidbits about the religious. But she said, see, he's very calm, polite. He's very smart, which I already knew he was very smart. I don't think he has common sense, but he's very smart, which
I agree heavily.
Surprised me due to his just watching when first seeing him on TV. I think he's like I said, common sense, but I think he's very smart because Shanann even said he could read something and have it down just reading it. So.
Well, and we could get into and one day I do want to get into the whole thing of like we're just talking about, because people that go on and annihilate their families and do things like that and have that in them, you know, we both know this. It's like they kind of like they're not the same as us, right? Lack of empathy usually. I mean, so they say. I obviously don't know because I'm not one, right? There could be a little bit of empathy. I highly doubt it. Maybe there's sympathy. I don't know. But they say there isn't. But it's fascinating. I shouldn't use the word fascinating because it makes it sound positive. But it's interesting to see because they try to mirror people, like a lot of people that maybe, you know what I'm saying? You know what
they do. He used to mirror Shanann.
He put on a perfect family act. And I feel like people are like, oh, this is so surprising that he did this to his family. And then I thought the same thing. And then I think more and more and more, and I go, it's actually not so surprising if I think about it in psychological terms, right? Is that weird to say?
No, I don't think so. I always felt like there had to have been something that happened to him early in life to get him to where he is. And I think something did. And I think we're getting closer to it. And maybe I'm a little too excited about this only because it's like new psychological tea that we've got on Chris. And it's something I've always wondered.
Me too. That's why this is
yeah.
so interesting, because
Yeah.
what makes people tick is what drives me. And I know you're like that too. A lot. I can tell you're like that too.
Yeah. So we're about to get to the thrive part, I promise.
Let's see it.
So he expresses remorse. Oops, let me go back. Sorry.
Remorse to who? The family? Or to Nicole?
Yeah.
Sorry,
He
that was rude.
expresses remorse often. He writes to them every day. And then this person says, I think Cindy Watts effed him with her ways, not on purpose, though. And then SECE, said, Heather, does he say that writing to them is cathartic? Did you mean Shanann and the baby he writes to? And then she says, he's terrified of people being let down by him. She didn't really answer that question, which is a big reason for not wanting to go on trial. He couldn't stand for people to be there. This is what I've said all the time. To be there talking about all of this in his presence. And I really think it's his dad in particular, but probably his mom too. He could not stand them to know all his bad deeds, because I think Chris is bi. I really do.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And so, and I think he was having other affairs. And that town, we have found out that even by talking to Shanann's best friend, like I know, like the person that I had on the channel, Rose Z, worked with Nicole Atkinson and hair care. And I know that one of the people that claims to have had the affair with Chris also worked with those two people in hair care, and that she had an opiate addiction. And I believe that's where Chris got the opiates. I think this case is like tighter than we even know. And
hold on. So this is another mistress. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And her name is Amanda McMahon. And she said she met with him at I think it was some chicken place. I can't remember, but she met with them and they had a one night or something. And I know that this woman has an addiction, and that it had been reported that this is all alleged. Of
course, but that would make, I mean,
this could be
seems like they go together, maybe.
Yeah, he said he would go to his grave before he said where he got the opiates from. And to me, that seems like a grave thing to go to, like a place where if you got it from someone you were having an affair with at a chicken place, that, and then on top of it all, the boy that came forward and said he was having an affair with Chris is connected to the mistress, Nichol Kessinger, that Trent knows Nicole. So, I mean, that's all connected. It's all connected.
It is, isn't it? Isn't that so crazy how the pieces come together?
Mm-hmm.
You've been doing really good work with this.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. This is good.
So it's interesting. This person says that he's worried about the people he lets down, or worried about how he looks. And she goes on. This is this one's smaller. So hold on. Let me see if I can make it bigger. There. So then people really started asking her questions. And this person said, well, this is a repeat. She said he's terrified of letting people down by him, which is a big reason for not wanting to go to trial. He couldn't stand for people to be there talking about all this in his presence. And then this person says, I don't like Cindy at all, mostly because of how she talked about Shanann. I think that's the big reason that a lot of people don't like Shanann or Cindy, is because of maybe not even how she treated Shanann in life, how she's treating her in death.
Is it the mom? That's Chris's mom?
Yeah, Chris's mom. They never got along, which, you know what? I've had people in my life who, when they've passed away, that I didn't get along with, I wasn't tore up about. I really wasn't, but I didn't come out and say, well, good. I knew better to do that.
Especially when your own son is like, did some, I mean, well, I guess it's not alleged anymore. I don't have to say alleged, do I?
No.
No, he did it.
We just don't know if he did it all.
Right.
So then CE says, my friend is a therapist without diagnosing. He has said he feels he disassociated and suffers from intrusive thoughts, OCD. It seems he was right about the intrusive thoughts. And Heather says, no, I don't think it was a mental break at all. He knew he was going to. He knew he was going to.
That's what the pen pal said?
Yeah. No, I don't think it was a mental break at all, she says. He knew he was going to.
So she knows he wrote that to her then.
Yeah. Yep. This might be what we get from Kelly. Whoa. And then Kelly says, Heather, that makes total sense to me, given when I believe I can understand about his psychology. Thank you so much for sharing. And here, poor Kelly's up here trying to do her show. And I wasn't here. I wish I was. And they're down there in the chat making all these, like, if I had been there, I would have been firing off.
I'm glad you got this, because
yes, me too.
That makes total sense what you just said to me. Like that makes a lot of sense about, I mean, the way that he acted, the way, I mean, it's just it you can tell it wasn't spur of the moment, in my opinion, right? Mm-hmm. Like at all. No. I mean, well, and he must have wrote too, of course. Oh,
well, then Heather says, exactly. He said what he was going to do, but he said the girls were never a part of it.
What does that even mean? How could he's a liar?
Yeah.
Sorry. Do you believe that?
Well, I do think if what he's saying to her is true, because he lies all the time,
true, then
it would make sense that Bella walked in on that. Yeah, Bella probably did walk in on it, and he had no other choice. And or
you're right.
He has said another thing where he unalived the girls. He did it twice to them before, and they woke up. So or.
You're right. I remember.
Then is he going with the story that the mistress made him unalive the girls? What do you guys think in chat? Let me see what you guys are saying in chat.
I'm curious too. I want to know what you guys think.
They always have good stuff to say.
I am baffled.
I agree 100%. Yippee! He doesn't deserve to get married. I'm with you, Kelly. I'm doing cartwheels over that one.
For real.
Maybe she would know if NK was involved. I don't know what that is.
If Nicole was involved? The one that's gonna speak. They're saying the Penpal.
Oh, well, okay. So yeah, we're gonna go on and talk a little bit. She does talk more about Nicole. So
she does.
Yeah, going on. She says, this person says, Heather, I'm not sharpshooting, I promise, but if he wasn't planning to unalive the girls, they would not have been returned from North Carolina, and he would have let Cindy come back with them as she begged to do. And she said this is something she's going to ask Chris on Sunday. So apparently Cindy wanted to come back with him. To me, that sounds like the parents knew that he was planning on divorcing her then. And if Cindy wanted to come back, this is all new information. I never knew Cindy wanted to come back to North Carolina. I never knew that.
Wow. There's a lot we must not know. Still,
I thought I knew almost everything, to be honest.
Wow. That's interesting. Wow.
Okay. And then she says, I think thoughts, maybe that's why he was so quiet. He was scared of what he might do. And then CE and this person says, anything just being a child, like arguing with your sister, telling a lie, etc. Just child stuff. Then this is out of place. This was when they were talking about the religious stuff and what Chris was doing. And then this person said, Chris did tell NK was pregnant. You got it.
Wait, what? Did tell? Oh, told someone else that she was pregnant.
Yeah. He was telling people that Nichol Kessinger was pregnant. Nicole told her that she wanted to have Chris's baby.
Oh my God. Was there
So,
any way to confirm that? Did anybody? There's no way.
well,
to
it's just Heather. Heather's got the letters, hopefully, that she'll be sharing. And then this person says, Heather, so that's how she set out to meet CW. She saw, so then they start talking about Thrive. And Heather says that Nichol Kessinger met Shanann first, and it was through Thrive. And this person says, Heather, so that's how she set out to meet CW. She saw him in Shanann's Thrive video and was attracted to him. And Heather says, yes, she met Shanann before Chris.
I believe it. Do you?
Yes, we've always wondered. She tried to make us think that her and Chris only knew each other from like the spring until the end of summer when Chris did what he did. But I've always felt that somehow, some way, she knew Chris beforehand. It always was my thought. There was this woman who did this interview that her and her husband were part of this gym, and Nichol Kessinger would come into this gym and only flirt with the married men, the woman said. And I felt like, and then we know Chris was a part of that gym when when the Ruchaks were living in the basement because he couldn't work out in the basement. So he would go to this gym. And I always suspected maybe they met through that, or there was this thing at the hospital that Shanann worked at the hospital for a hot minute, and they had this like athletic event that Nicole was a part of. And I always thought maybe they met there, but this woman's saying it happened through Thrive.
Did they work at the same job? What was that about? Was that true?
Chris and
The Mistress?
NK worked at Anadarko together, but NK was contracted through like a employment service. So
okay,
yeah,
that makes sense.
She worked in the office and he was out in the oil field, but yeah.
See, that's sus. How would they? I mean, they probably wouldn't have. I mean, in my opinion, like, wouldn't you think they probably wouldn't have crossed paths that much? I don't know.
Yeah. And I just grabbed this one just where she was saying that she writes some and stuff.
I'm going to follow Deadline Crime.
She definitely knew Chris. So
that girl is spilling the beans.
Yeah.
I wonder if Chris knows that well, there'd be no way for Chris to know unless he talked to someone on the, actually, I wonder if he knew that she's telling all this stuff and maybe didn't want it to happen, then how, like, would he let her tell any more information, or would he cut her off? I hope not. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Probably, I think he'll tell. Well, I don't know. It's been reported that Chris has been watching some videos. I don't know who he's watching, but he's not happy.
Attention. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure he does. And it's also, we've had a former prison guard on, Sergeant, and he has told us that, yeah, he has told us that they are probably forcing Chris to keep his story alive, other prisoners, because he's probably having to pay prisoners off for protection and whatnot. So
sorry, that's actually my friend. Sorry.
So that's what they've been talking about. And I thought it would be interesting to actually start going into some of this and looking at, like, I wanted to look at the religious aspect of it because I thought that was very fascinating. So I pulled up some videos that we could watch, take a peek at on his religiousness growing up.
Yeah.
And you guys, I will put the links for everything that we watch, and you know, I'll also play this whole slide at the end, that if you want to just watch it at the end where I don't stop and talk about it, you can see it then too. So, and before we get started, if we could just start the algorithm dance party that I like to do and warm up your fingers and leave that DNA. Woohoo! On the hearts and thumbs up button. It just helps Lindsay and I dance out into the algorithm. Party out there, bring more people back. It's a free way to help us out, so just do it. No, just kidding. It'd be really helpful, and I would love for you to do that. And if you like our content, please consider subscribing. Okay, so
I'm texting my friend right now about what they're doing to Shanann. online.
Yeah, tell her to go into Watts Free for All and she'll know. It's bad. I actually go in there to keep an eye on it because I want to know.
What's it called? Is it on Reddit?
Yeah, it's Watts Free for All. But I don't show Watts Free for All on my page.
Yeah, I wouldn't either to promote it. No, I know.
Yeah. It's brutal. Some of it's brutal. Okay, so this is Crime Talk, and he did an interview with Shanann Cadle. Now, we know that Cadle's first book was taken down for plagiarism, so she's another person that you have to take with a grain of salt. But I do think that she talked to Chris a little bit about this religious and the religion and the premeditated plan, and so I want to take a look at it.
And obviously Chris Watts claims that he's found religion while in custody, and
they all do.
It says you know
they sure do. I noticed, like, when I would go into the jail and do counseling, the jailhouse religion is intense.
Oh yes. I'll talk.
It's
We can
kind of
do a whole
like-
talk on that if you want to.
Yeah, I would love to, because it kind of reminds me of Pentecostal in a way. It's very intense.
It is. Good point.
actually was somewhat religious beforehand, but he looks back now, and at least through the book, that he makes it sound as if he's had all these signs, and these are signs from God, and why he shouldn't be going to see Nicole and things of that nature. There's a quote out there that says, the converts are the most devout, and it seems like, has he kind of converted, so to speak? I mean, he's all in.
He's weird.
Yeah, I mean, you would be able to
He is
speak into
weird.
that more than me. I'm sure you've seen a lot of jailhouse religion, and
For
so,
whatever reason, she always did these interviews where she would cut her mouth off. I never understood it.
She must not like her teeth or something. What's her name again? I'm sorry. I want to.
Maybe Shanann Cadle. I don't like my teeth either, but I don't cut them off.
I know.
I
Maybe
just
she doesn't
I
know
just
how
want to
work
make
the
money to
internet.
get them fixed.
Maybe she can't work the internet. My
Maybe.
friend said that we'll talk about her coming on.
Oh,
Not
perfect.
today though, because of she has to do something with her kid.
Totally understand. And
yeah.
she probably wants to talk to me ahead of time anyway and get a feel for me.
Yeah.
Got it.
I
But
totally
I would love to have her on.
how much
Awesome.
of it is from being incarcerated and turning to God, and how much, if he was to get out today, would he still be religious? Would he still have God in his life? I don't know. I can't judge that.
I had heard
I
that
don't
he would
like
go
her.
hide himself. Yeah, I don't really like her too much
Sorry,
either.
sorry.
I don't like her because she plagiarized. But I mean, I have heard that he used to go lock himself into the bathroom growing up, and he would pray in there. And his mother, this is all what I've heard.
Wow.
I haven't seen it like been confirmed, but I've heard that she would get down on the floor and call underneath the door and ask him what he was doing in there, and he'd be in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and speculating, I think maybe it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, he. I mean, like I said, the jails and prisons, the jails, I would say, because that's before they get sentenced, is probably one of the most holiest places on earth, because everybody finds religion there. The question is, do they keep on it? And I'm not saying one way, if it makes you a better person, whatever religion you do, then
Yeah.
that's a good thing. And if yoga makes you a better person, then just do it. So whatever makes you a better person.
Right.
And so the
Right.
question is always,
I'm sorry.
okay, when you're not in custody and you have,
Honestly,
you know,
honestly didn't know that people thought yoga was evil until this case.
Me
I was
neither.
like, "Oh, I
I've
didn't
never
know."
heard that. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And then I heard another religious person. There was this, I used to watch this show, this YouTube channel called Lily's Life, but she's turned very like Pentecostal religious, and she used to be a yoga teacher, and now she says like yoga's of the devil and stuff. And I'm like, I didn't know that.
Wow.
I don't think so, but okay.
I guess because some cults do yoga, but like everybody does yoga, and like cult can be anything.
Well, I think also because yoga
That's
has the deities and stuff like that. So
She said we're gonna do it. Let's do a 3-way call later.
okay.
thing to do all day. are you going to be able to continue to do it? You know, I guess demonstrate the discipline, so to
Right.
speak.
Right.
He mentions in the book, and I think it's a little bit different from his FBI interview when they came to see him Colorado Bureau of Investigation, but he'd been planning this for a while, at least, I mean, almost immediately after meeting Nichol Kessinger, he starts getting this crazy notion that I got to kill everybody. Did he expand upon that further?
Yeah, this started like he did. I mean, he said that, you know, the thoughts were in his mind for 3 or 4 weeks about killing. First, Shanann was his original thoughts, was to kill her.
But now we're getting the intel from this person saying that the thoughts were always in his head. He was always worried about this.
That would make more sense to me. Wouldn't it make more sense to you? Like 3 or 4 weeks.
Like, yeah, 3 or 4 weeks. That doesn't make any sense.
No, not for someone that would actually do that.
Well, and I
Not
always
because-
thought some kind of rugs and the combined slapping on those Thrive patches. He was like doubling up on the Thrive patches.
Yeah?
And for me, I can't take a certain
Either.
kind of herbal meds because it makes me toxic and aggressive and angry.
Me
and
too.
Yeah, it's the guarana
Anything hormonal too.
Yes. And so I always thought maybe
Weird.
it was like a perfect storm, but always thought there had to have been more to create it.
You know what we need to do? The religion thing might give us a good more of insight, but because of like if he were antisocial personality disorder, I'm not diagnosing anybody, I'm not a doctor, I'm just speaking freely as just like someone that likes to, I mean, I work with addiction people, and so I learn about this stuff, right? So I'm not diagnosing anything, guys, but
Yeah.
I just like to learn about it and talk about it. So what I was thinking is, like, if you look I'll get out the DSM later, and you know about the DSM, obviously you were social worker, but
the last one I worked with was 4 though, and they're already on 5. I've not been working for like 10 years, so
that's okay. It hasn't changed much, believe me.
Oh, okay.
It talks about and unaliving animals and things like that as being, and they're usually antisocial or usually diagnosed young, which is very interesting to me because other ones are not.
I would be interested to know if he ever harmed any animals. He was
Me
never
too.
interested in Dieter, the little dog. You can, like, in the videos, I mean, he would hold him just to keep it quiet for Shanann.
Really?
But like when he came in the door for the Oops, I Did It Again video where she was announcing her 3rd pregnancy, he like barely acknowledged the dog. So, and then when she was gone, that dog must have been in the cage for hours and days and just
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
I think maybe we'll find out more about that, or maybe
maybe I would love to know more about Dieter.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
your
wanna
friend
set it
probably
up.
got to meet Dieter. Oh, Dieter's happy with the Ruchaks, and Shanann's brother Frankie has them, and I think he just celebrated 12 years or 13 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So here's another about Chris's God's grace after the unalivings.
Still manages to make blood boil years later. I'm talking about none other than Chris Watts, the man who wiped out his entire family in 2018. He murdered his pregnant wife and their 2 little girls and even their unborn baby boy. Now, in any sane version of reality, someone who committed atrocities like this would spend the rest of their life in prison silently rotting away. No letters, no spotlight, no attempt at sympathy. Just a man living with the crushing weight of his crimes. But Chris? Oh no. Chris thinks prison is his stage. Instead of sitting quietly, he's been busy writing Penpal letters where he's cast himself as the star of his own redemption story. And let me tell you, it's a story so dripping with self-delusion that it would almost be funny if it weren't so disgusting. According to Chris, he's not the same man who strangled his wife and suffocated his daughters before shoving their bodies into oil tanks.
Stop.
That version of him, poof, gone. Now he's a new creature in Christ. He's at peace. He's forgiven. I don't know about you, but hearing Chris Watts talk about peace is enough to make my skin crawl. Because while he's sleeping soundly in his prison bed, Shanann's parents are still waking up every morning without their daughter, without their granddaughters, and without little Nico, who never even had the chance.
Although I will say I did read in somebody's comments, maybe even been Sandy's, somebody asked how they got through this, and I think they replied God.
Wow.
So luckily the rechecks do have a strong faith.
Yeah.
Especially Sandy.
To live. But Chris, he's at peace. Isn't that just precious? The audacity here is almost impressive. His letters aren't about sorrow. They're not about genuine remorse.
Wow.
They're about polishing up his image. Because deep down, Chris can't stand being remembered as the monster he really is. In one letter, he writes, I've always taken full responsibility for what I did, even though I was misled by a wicked woman. Hold on. Full responsibility, but also it doesn't give Nico.
I would be very interested to know also what Shanann's friends think about this little affair.
Yeah, that's why we're gonna find out later today what because she knows the stuff.
Yeah.
And
His first.
Yeah, sorry. This is just
I got lucky. I got really lucky because my mother-in-law she's like the best thing that ever happened to me. But I know some people get mother-in-laws that it's just not the case.
Yes, very often. What I just questioned, who was she referring to? Was she referring to the wife, Shanann, or Nicole, about a woman that ruined his life?
Nicole is the one that he says ruined. He now calls her the Jezebel, Nicole.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I remember.
And that if he had never met her, and he also says like if he had never gone to wherever he went, I think he went to the Salty Dog with her that night. Instead, went to like a Chiefs game. He was supposed to go with his friend. This would have never happened. Although I do often think that if Shanann hadn't went to North Carolina, this probably wouldn't have happened.
Wow, that's good insight. I'm curious. So did they release all of the text message? Excuse my ignorance I don't remember.
They released what didn't get deleted off the phones. So Nichol Kessinger deleted all of her stuff and ordered Chris to do the same. So
they couldn't retrieve it. I thought they could always retrieve it.
They got some of it. They got some of it, not all of it, just little bits and pieces of it. Chris had this calculator that Nicole showed him how to put on his phone, and he had a lot of her pictures in the calculator.
She is I'm sorry.
I know.
So willing, such a willing participant. Like
I know. Yeah, her searches are outrageous. They're outrageous.
Outrageous.
Okay, so let's keep going. I thought this was interesting too. She never fought for her life. She only prayed, Chris said. So when Nicole, or when he was putting his arm, see, I just recently watched YouTube and it was telling like the words that you can and cannot say. And apparently you can say the M word and the R word and stuff like that, but you can't say it too much. And somebody said, can you put it in the title? And they said, well, you can put it in the title, but then you can't make the video about the R word and you can't make it about the M word. So if you put it in the title, aren't you making it about it? And to me, it just sounds like a tricky way for them to they can decide to strike you or not strike you. They can use it like, well, isn't it about, you said it in the video, so doesn't it make the whole video about that, right? Or it can be the other way where you're not, I don't know. It just feels tricky to me.
It's so that they can, it's confusing on purpose. I bet. This is brand new? When did these rules just come out? Community guidelines, just brand new?
Just recently. That's why a lot of people are getting struck for swearing in their channels now.
Yeah,
you can't really swear. You're the second person that's told me they got struck for swearing. But yet I watched it and they said that if you say it once or twice, it's fine. I don't know. It just seems shady to me. But then if you put it in the title, isn't it about that? And it can't be about that. So whatever. Wow. So we're going to continue to try to dance around it, but here and there I will say it. And if they say it on a channel like that we're watching, it's fine. But this is where people would say like, why didn't what was she doing when you were putting your hands around her, and he said
Yeah.
she prayed. I'm
You
sure.
believe that?
Yeah, I don't believe it for a second.
She was
She
a
had to
problem.
have fought back.
Too
Did they say?
controlling.
Sorry.
Well, he had a scratch on him, and I've seen some photos of NK, if you believe she was a part of it, and there were some scratches in her hairline, but it could have been anything, really.
Yeah.
But Shanann had nails too, so I just feel like I also watched a video where it's so easy to put somebody out if you study where to put your hand on their neck. So he could have also done that because he's a very smart guy.
Yep.
Outspoken too much. His mother bristled at her presence. His sister doubted her every move. And Chris, quiet and compliant on the surface, harbored the same resentment in silence.
That's what
The Watts
tells me.
family's dislike for Sean and
Bella's December and Cece's July. So it was probably just back in July she was celebrating Cece's probably.
It's kind of like psychopathic kind of thing. Not diagnosing, but you know how like go along to get along, and it's just like a pure like blend in.
Well, I mean, in the videos, you hear things. Chris will say things that I've heard Shanann say, and in the interviews and stuff, I heard him say common phrases like, "NK called her family her people," and she called Chris, his people, and I heard Chris say her people, and I'm like, I promise you, Shanann never said her people. It was family, and it was NK that says. And then I'm sure NK's the one that got him to say like all the time too. He had a real bad case. I get a bad case of the likes, but yeah,
Samesies. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you again. I just
it's okay. We're here to talk. It's fine.
I think of these things and I'm like,
no, it's good.
It wasn't whispered, it was lived. When Shanann tried to protect her children, they called her dramatic. When she stood her ground, they called her manipulative. The very woman carrying the weight of the household was treated as an outsider by the people who should have welcomed her most. And then Chris killed her. He killed their children. And instead of grief, instead of standing behind Shanann's memory, his family's focus turned inward, protecting Chris, defending Chris, reshaping the story.
They have gotten a little bit better, though. I will say that in the beginning, I was really angry at the family, but also you have to remember the family's a victim too. Chris's family's a victim, and they want to believe the good in their son. And they've gotten a little bit better about handling this. And I don't know what I would have done if my son had murdered his entire family. I just don't know. Everybody has a plan until they're punched in the face, and I just don't know how I would handle it either. So
I'm glad you brought that up, because I brought the same exact thing up on my stream. I don't know if you're in that one, but we were talking about the CK Charlie shooter, and I was like, his poor family, like parents and family, like they're victims.
Yeah, his family's doing everything right, though. They turned him in. They got over $1 million, and they said, no, we don't deserve this. They donated it to Charlie's family. I mean, they're doing everything right.
That would be so difficult, but I feel like I had admiration for them to do the right thing.
I do too. It must be really hard, though, to turn your back.
Imagine. Yep. Cannot imagine.
And I think about like the Watts, and I think how dirty they must feel to have a son that did something so dirty, like by proxy. I would feel really dirty if something that came from my body did this. So I have a lot of empathy for them now.
They'd probably try to I bet you anything they replay over and over in their head. This is just my total guess. Where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong? Because a lot of addicts' parents do that, and that is nowhere even comparable to someone who M's their family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, from a prison cell, Chris holds up a Bible. He selects verses to read, claiming he has found God. His family nods along, presenting him as if he is a man transformed. But listen closely, and you'll hear it. The same self-serving patterns that existed before.
I've even seen over on What's the Obsession, or not What's the Obsession. Sorry, Kelly. Sorry. On What's Free for All. I have seen them say like Chris Watts was an empath. Just like
What? Just because he just
he was so sensitive, he couldn't take Shanann.
Shanann might have thought he was, but it's probably. I mean,
Yeah,
of
she
course.
probably thought when when he let her sleep in his lap, having to pee for 4 or 5 hours or whatever that story is. Yeah,
it's such a shame. I won't even go into it, but I really want you to hear what my friend has to say.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
I'm really excited for you to hear her.
I'm really excited to hear it, even if she doesn't want to come on. If she just wants to tell me privately, I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah, she'll let you report on it too, probably.
Oh, good. I hope she will.
Yeah, I'm sure she will. She was gonna do it with me, but I wasn't sure how to approach it before. So, but now that I hear about these things going on online, I feel like it would be very appropriate for her to maybe come out if she's open to it.
I feel like people do need to start standing up for Shanann, and not in a way where you guys need to stop talking about it, because I believe in freedom of speech. Say whatever the F you want to say about it, but then I think the other people need to come up and be like, yeah, but this is the truth, right?
Exactly. So that's why I hope, yeah. So who is this in the picture?
Okay, so this is the next one I want to look at, and this is, did NK know Shanann Watts was pregnant? Her bizarre search history and wanting to have Chris Watts' son, and this is the one I want to wrap up with. So
she wanted to be Shanann. It's like,
yes, didn't it seem like she?
Yeah,
and she did seem to have. I really don't like people who have things for men that have significant others. Like, why go out and get your own? There's probably like plenty out there.
She wanted her life, I guess. Like, that makes no sense, right?
Lucky, it seems like when women are pregnant, that can be their most dangerous time. So I'm really sorry that happened to you.
It is. And especially, we won't go into it on here, but did you know that I worked with, well, you do know domestic violence.
The only time I had a gun pulled on me, I was working at a domestic shelter, and I was walking outside with a woman and the child, and there he was. And I always thought I would run, but I ran towards the child and grabbed the child and drugged the child in. And I heard the director yelling out the door at me, like, leave, get him in. Like, she was telling me to leave him, like, just get in. But I couldn't leave the child. So
I would have done the same thing as you. It's just instinct.
Yeah.
Good for you. I mean, so did you guys know, you know this, I'm sure, Amy, about one of my therapists that I had not too long ago. She worked and kind of not managed, I don't know, like oversaw or was in charge of a domestic violence hotline kind of thing where they give resources and do a whole bunch of stuff, and people would call in when they're idle and things like that, or not idle. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of when they were experiencing domestic abuse. I don't know why I just said that. And trying to get out and stuff like that, and searching for help. And she said that they had like scales, like numbers, rating, like they would ask them certain questions on the phone, the operator, like, and they're trained obviously heavily, but has he done this? Has she done that? Has she done this? And she said to me, the number one thing, the most dangerous one, the top, it's number 10, is choking someone. That's the most dangerous thing ever. And I had no idea, because I had explained that that's happened to me multiple times. I had a restraining order against me. Like, I forget the reason she said, not premeditated, but a word like that, like, because you could stop, you can make yourself stop. And
it's like very intimate type of abuse when you're going to choke somebody, because you're looking right at them generally. And
she said that's the most indicator that they're going to unalive you.
Wow, I never heard of that.
I didn't either. I'm gonna look up the studies because I had no idea.
Wow.
Scary, but it makes sense, right?
Domestic. Like, yeah, the shelter was it was my favorite job to have in social work, but it was also one of the hardest. Well, actually, no, foster care was the hardest. I just,
oh, girl, but God bless you.
Yeah, I did that when I was like in my 20s in the Jeffries projects in Detroit. That's
Oh my
I
gosh.
think about that and I'm like, what was I doing? But anyway, so this is the last one we're going to watch. This is True Crime with Bella, and she's talking about, did NK know Shanann Watts was pregnant, her bizarre search history, and wanting to have Chris's son.
And welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Nichol Kessinger, who was Chris Watts' mistress, girlfriend, whatever you want to call her. Well, Chris was married to Shanann Watts. Family annihilator Chris Watts did.
I don't know if this is supposed to be a photo of Nichol Kessinger. If it is,
I
I've never
know,
seen
it kind
the
of
photo.
looks
I
like
mean,
it, but not
the next one
really.
is this
Does
one's
it?
her, but I get that
I guess
I've
it is
never
her.
seen-
Maybe, yeah, maybe
It
it's just
must
a good
be.
picture. But I don't think she's very pretty, and I don't like to comment on people's looks.
Yeah,
So
I don't either, but
rude
I
of me
don't
to
think
say, but I just don't. I don't know. I
Like-
shouldn't have said that.
she's like, no, I say it too, and I don't like to comment on looks either. But this is a look kind of thing where she looks almost exactly like his wife, but not as pretty.
Yes,
So it's like, what the heck? But I think NK was a choose me girl. Like, I'll be the guy's guy, the girl's guy. She's the one that will say, I don't have girlfriends because I only get along with guys. She's that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah.
We're talking about Nichol Kessinger, who was Chris Watts' mistress, girlfriend, whatever you want to call her. Well, Chris was married to Shanann Watts. Family annihilator Chris Watts did kill his entire family. He killed his wife and his 2 daughters, and his wife was pregnant with Nico. So he's currently spending life in prison. But I am currently doing a series on the Watts case, so that is why I'm going into this. So today we're going to be talking about Nichol Kessinger. Now, the part of the story I want to get into is how much did Nicole actually know? Now, for once, Nicole did look up Shanann Watts on Facebook at least a year prior to meeting Chris. So there was a bit of a confusion there with people saying that it was a typo or was a computer error. No, it was confirmed that this was not a computer error. This was actually a search she had made.
Yeah.
And
so she did a few searches.
A year?
Yeah, a year. She did a few of them, and it was confirmed. One was a typo and one wasn't. And yeah, one of them was that she searched for Shanann a full year, which would make sense then if it was Thrive.
Right. That's
Right.
true. That's true.
So she was searching. Shanann saw that she had a handsome husband. She seems to like, and I don't think Chris is handsome, but I can see, like, if you didn't know what he had done.
Yeah, I can
some
too.
attractiveness in him, but I still don't think he's attractive. He's not my type. But she saw it and she wanted it.
Guy, or like, this, because she probably portrayed. Well, he was probably very gentle with her in front of. I mean, who knows? We don't know.
No,
Yeah,
I need a
but-
strong man. And he's not a strong man.
I
I
wouldn't pick him
need
either.
somebody very masculine,
Me
because I'm
too.
a very strong person, and I need somebody that can handle my strength. And usually it
too.
takes a masculine man to handle my strength.
And I don't want them to let me get away with pushing them around or anything like that.
Yeah, and it's not a
I'll
physical
respect
thing
it.
with me. It's all just I charge myself with my sheer will, and that's how I get things done.
I
in
love
life.
you. You're
It's
a lot like
crazy.
me. We have a lot in common.
Yeah, we do.
she she did not ever acknowledge this, but it was something that police had found in her search history. So with that being said, how much did she actually know? Did she actually know Shanann was pregnant? Did she know Shanann Watts was pregnant with Nico? And was that something that might have caused her to have a rush or a whatever you want to call it, anger, resentment, guilt, not guilt, but anger, resentment towards Shanann, and even encourage her to possibly do something bad?
Yeah.
So let's get into it, y'all. Just go ahead and get into it, y'all. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment in the comments. The comment section is always going to be open for Prior's company, and she was a very big promoter for that company. She made a lot of money doing it. So she would constantly be posting on Facebook all throughout the day about, how much she loved Thrive, how much Thrive meant to her, pictures of different people that were, using it, and their testimonials and things of that nature.
What I love about finding out that Nicole was interested in Thrive, in one of her interviews, she tries to act like she doesn't even know the name of Thrive. Like, she doesn't even know.
Seriously?
Like, Yeah, she's like, she's into this some kind of, company, and he would wear all these patches, and like it's just, oh God, this woman, I don't like NK at all.
Me either.
I
There's
just don't like
something-
her vibe.
There
Right?
there's something, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Yeah. You already know. What
And
think.
Shanann would also post about her personal life to some extent on Facebook as well. So she would post pictures of the girls. She would post pictures of Chris, her and Chris, or Chris mowing the lawn, things of that nature. So Shanann was an open book when it came to Facebook. She was very much using it as, I would say, a diary. So you could just scroll through her Facebook even now and look at some of the posts that she made regarding, how much she loved her husband, how much she loved her kids, and how helpful Chris was, and all these other things. So it was kind of obvious to anyone that, Shanann was in a marriage, that was not heading towards divorce. I mean, at least to the public eye, you couldn't tell through Facebook,
Yeah.
but also that Shanann was, a mom. So you can see a lot of photos on there of her, hanging out with her kids, spending time with her kids, things of that nature, talking about how much she loved her kids, and posting.
You can't tell me that if she knew her through Thrive and Googled her through Thrive that she didn't see all those kids, that Shanann was a mom first, right?
Absolutely, she knew. She probably did a deep dive.
Oh,
there's no way.
Who doesn't do a deep dive of a guy that they're starting to date? I don't know one woman that doesn't. I really don't. If you're a woman out there that has started dating someone and you haven't looked him up on the internet, please tell me why, because that's stupid.
It's stupid. But yeah, there's no other way to say it.
Yeah.
Just cute little photos like this on Facebook. Let me show you. So yeah, this is an example of one of her posts. This was from July 26, 2018. It says, third pregnancy, and I'm feeling really great, not exhausted, not losing sleep, good mood, patience with 2 toddlers. I'm glad
Yeah, she was on her 3rd pregnancy.
Who?
I think she really credited Thrive to helping her get pregnant too.
Oh, I thought that we were talking about NK. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, we were talking about how NK for sure knew that Shanann was pregnant, and then they're popping into some of her posts and showing like what her Facebook posts would look like, and there's a baby in the background, and then here she's talking about her 3rd pregnancy, and this is her Thrive page.
That's right. Sorry, my other picture came up, so I wasn't seeing it.
Oh, do I have the wrong picture?
No, that was my fault.
Oh,
that was my fault. Sorry.
No, I'm known to do that kind of stuff. So
oh my.
So anyway, this was another one that I just wanted to look at. And so what do you think about all that?
Me or the audience?
You. Yeah, you.
I think it's a lot, man. I think I don't know where to start, honestly, because I think that I'm grossed out by NK. Obviously, I think so many things point to her as being a trouble source. I'm just gonna be careful with what I say. And why, she hides out and everything. I know we didn't talk about this, but she hides out, right? Like, why? If you're not guilty, why? And where does she have a social media presence? Because I haven't been able to find one.
No,
as to why.
She actually scrubbed her social media presence because she said before she met Chris, she had a stalker boyfriend. So before she even met Chris, supposedly, very conveniently, she had already scrubbed her social media. She did one interview with the Denver Post. That didn't go so well. And in her searches, she even looked up Amber Fry, the woman from.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's so telling, Amy, isn't it?
Isn't it? I think that tells everything right there.
Oh, like I think she was, in my opinion, it seems that she could have been delusional on many fronts.
I actually have to remember that she probably had a mental health issue as well.
Yeah. And I don't, and I know men and women can suck each other in, and there is such thing as coercive control. I don't know in this case. I haven't seen signs. I don't know if you have. So I don't want to ever rule anything out completely unless I know for sure. But like, I don't think it was that type of situation. But like, I also know love does some crazy things.
I think Cindy was more, or NK was more like Cindy than Shanann ever was going to be. And I think that if he had done it like a normal human being and divorced Shanann and then gotten with NK, I think it would have been World War III between Cindy and NK. And I would have paid money to see that happen.
I think that, what is the reason that you think that he didn't divorce her? Do you think that, I think it's because they were having financial troubles, supposedly, right? I know that for sure, through person, but and we all know that, but and she, that she built that house herself. That was not his.
She built one house before, and then they built that house together. And it actually was in his name because of her credit issues. But I think.
Oh, my friend didn't tell me that. Oh, I must have gotten confused then.
I think that I think he murdered her. I think he did it because he wanted a divorce and he couldn't divorce a pregnant woman because that would look really bad. He's very concerned about his image, and I think stuff would have come out, and and if Nicole was involved in it, at the very least her involvement goes to where she was saying, like, encouraging him to divorce and stuff like that, and that, like, if only he didn't have a wife, and and I want to have your son, and she knew for sure he was gonna have a son already. And I mean, that could have only played into it more. And we've gone over where the videos of the garage, and that really makes me think she was involved somehow, because
me too, when I saw your video of that,
different people. So I don't know.
And what is Chris saying this whole time? Like,
I would love to know.
I mean, it sounds like he's saying, like, it's not like he's saying, well, I'm not going to divorce my wife and this and that. It sounds like he was full blown engaged in this fantasy as well. And it just reminds me of like a personality disorder, both of them.
And I think he was using rugs, and when you have a personality disorder, when you combine that kind of thing, the delusional thinking can often, and if he was having a religious fever, when he was younger, and maybe that was all coming back to him. I don't know. I'm very interested. I cannot wait till Tuesday, Kelly.
I know. I'm writing it down. Okay, don't let me forget. What time on Tuesday?
Well, Kelly usually does hers later at night, so I'm guessing, and I don't know. I mean, it hasn't been confirmed, but she does about 9 or 10 at night. So I'm just guessing.
It's okay.
I will put her links down in the show notes, and I will keep an eye out on it for you guys, and I will put it down in the community section when I know for sure when she's going to interview Heather. So, and I will work on the friend of Shanann Watts, and I'll let you guys know that too, you guys.
Yes, you guys. It's really good stuff. So I hope
that's exciting too. Like I feel like we might be getting some new stuff over here too.
Oh, it's very new. I just have not been able to say anything because I didn't want to disrespect her, because when the birthdays had come around last year, it was emotional for her.
I can't imagine. So I cannot imagine. Well, because it happened in August, and then the holidays start rolling around, and there's Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then Bella's birthday's in December, and then Shanann's birthday's, I think, in January. I don't know her birthday for sure.
I think it is. I don't know, but my friend knows.
I'm really bad with. I don't even remember my own family members' birthdays. So
me either. I don't even know when I got married and divorced.
I say I'm the dude in a relationship because I can't remember these or birthdays or anything.
Oh my! I'm like, I don't even know what's going on right now. Well, subscribe to my channel, guys.
Yes.
And people from my channels, please subscribe to PWR Network, which is I'm sorry.
It's Para Woman Radio, but we're we're going over to the Power Network. I just haven't made the full switch yet.
But what's the address so that we can have it on here?
The email address.
No, your @. See on mine's the Linzer Show. What's yours?
Para Woman Radio. Here, I'll throw it up there.
I got it. So guys, you can, if you
Yeah, I always forget to
It'll
plug
come
me.
up.
I always try to plug people that are with me, and thank you for
Oh, I
doing
like
that.
your new heading. Is that new? I
No,
didn't see-
well, it's kind
I
of
didn't see
new.
that.
It's within like the last 3 months new. I
Okay.
really like the new colors, and I wanted to tell you
I
that
do
I
too.
love the colors on your heading. And you know what I think would be really cool
I need
is
help.
is you don't need to do a double billing and put the Linzer show because you already have it down here. But I think it would be really cool because I love this red. If you made your lips this red color right here,
Okay. Will
would
you
that
help me with
not be
that?
awesome? Yeah, I'll help you.
Okay, cool. You're the best. Well,
Okay.
there's other stuff I want to do to it too, but
Yeah, we're gonna do a lot. I'm gonna show you everything I know. So
you're the best. Okay,
I'm gonna
cool. So I'll ask
gatekeep
my
knowledge.
friend what time we'll do that. You guys get excited because I hate to say that about a case to get excited, but the more we know, the more that, you know, in the future we can see signs of people like this. So,
Yeah.
you know.
And if you're interested in the Charlie Kirk and the conspiracy theories, you know I'm always down for the conspiracies. Look over on Lindsay's channel because we're going to be doing something like that today or tomorrow or
Yeah,
something.
tonight I got a whole bunch, and I told you my celebrity friend just told me who to look up. He told me to delete my Candace one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's very interesting. So maybe she's onto something. I don't know. Because
We
I was
also-
making fun of her.
Oh, you were?
Well,
Candace
kind of.
fascinates me because I'm really interested in her new thing where she's talking about the French government.
Me too. I am too. I wasn't making fun of her, but because it was Steven Crowder's show and Gerald was hosting it, and they, you know, they're always being goofy. And then they did like the what is that show from back in the day, that like the UFO show? Like they were playing that, and like it was just clips of what she was saying about not corn. I don't remember what she was saying. Beehives, and then they kept making like she was wearing yellow, and it was just funny. I'll show it to you. It was funny like that, not like making fun of her, but the things she was connecting and the way they put it together
Her
was funny.
conspiracies. Yeah. I like her conspiracies. I know they're a little far-fetched, but I mean, I'm always down to listen. It doesn't mean I believe in the conspiracy, but I'm down to listen to it.
Well, my rockstar friend said there's some legitimacy to that, and I go, what?
I think so too. I think so too.
Yeah, because I asked him about the bee thing. He's like, and then he told me, and he's like, you got to take that down. It makes you look not credible. And I was like, I was just watching somebody else's thing, but I said thank you. And he told me some other people to look up. It is Tommy Vex from he was in Bad Wolves. We planned him to come on twice now, and he's just so busy. He barely has time to talk to me.
I hope he gets some time for you.
I know. He just started a band. He's fantastic. He's sober, and he was a drug addiction counselor. That's how we met.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's pretty
This
cool
Sunday on the Highly Strange Days, that's when we get a little more soulful or paranormal. We have the Parasite Project that's going to be joining us. It's this team. And we're actually going to be talking about this weird 911 call because I've been doing a lot of true crime and paranormal. And there's this weird 911 call where this police officer is talking about it. And this guy is like, he saw the Civil War soldier on the side of the street.
Oh my God.
Called, and he's like, there's this guy dressed up in Civil War. He's got blood all over him. And he was on the side of the road, and he's telling him where he went by. And then you hear this thud, thud. And he's like, oh my God, he's in the back of my pickup truck. And he's screaming. He's like, this guy's not alive. It's not real. It's crazy. So
my friend has a story about that exact same thing almost.
Yeah, it's
talk
on video, and it has the guy. I would love to hear it. So if your friend wants to come on Sunday, and we're going to go over that.
Yeah. Oh, she's so cool. I have her come on mine. She's a lot. She came on mine not too long ago. She's a very smart woman. I love her.
Talking about paranormal stuff.
All right, guys. Subscribe to me. Subscribe to my really good friend Amy, Para Women Radio. It's not woman, it's women radio. You can just put it in the search bar. But the links are also there. You can copy and paste it if it doesn't click. And don't forget, we have some memberships.
Yeah, you do you have a membership program? Do you?
Yeah, I have one.
What is the name of your memberships?
I don't even know. I have to fix it. I just made it one day like months ago and I messed it up. So I have to figure out how to actually that's what I need to do today.
Yeah, you need to
I
have a
need to clean
name.
it up. I need
your
to do
memberships.
thumbnails too. Someone messaged me and said they would do mine, but I enjoy doing them. I just haven't done them. I've been trying to just make some money. You know how that goes.
Well, the thumbnails are what are the doorway to your video, so you have to make those amazing. Which I
Exactly.
fail at those for a while.
No, yours are good. I
don't
steal
care.
yours.
Oh,
Sorry.
you
about
do?
that.
You can steal
Well,
them.
I have well, this will be the second time I will.
Oh no! If we're doing a show, yeah, no, I should send them to you. I should be better about it. But
No, you're good.
okay. Well, thanks for joining me. What do you guys think? Are you like excited about this Chris Watts tea? I cannot wait till Tuesday.
Me too.
So,
And hopefully come hang out tonight. We'll be streaming on yours too. I'll teach you how. Well, you probably already know how to stream on yours and mine at the same time.
are we doing the
vertical
like you keep talking about?
Yeah, and it'll help.
Yeah,
we'll talk
see how
more
you
about
do
it.
Okay, guys. All right, Lindsay.
Love you
Thanks
guys.
for being here. Bye.
Call me in a little bit. Bye, guys.
Okay,
Thank you for
bye.
joining.
Okay, guys, be sure to head over to her channel. It's a great channel. We do have it in the show notes. It's right there. This is my channel. Be sure to give this live a thumbs up, you guys. And if nobody's told you this today, and even if you have, I'm still going to tell you guys this. I love you guys so, so much. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Miss my cue, but I had you for that day. Here in the blue, I'm falling deep into you.
Be sure to give this live a thumbs up. Helps me go out into the algorithm party out there. Bring more people back to the party. It's just a free way to help me out.
With you tonight, and it feels fine. Feels fine.